Chioma's world was shattered when her husband Tunde passed away suddenly. She was left alone to care for their 2 children, and the weight of her grief was crushing. The village was in shock, and the news of Tunde's passing spread like wildfire. Chioma was surrounded by mourners, but she felt isolated and alone. She couldn't bear the thought of living without Tunde by her side. As the days went by, Chioma struggled to come to terms with her reality. She would wake up in the middle of the night, expecting Tunde to be beside her, only to be reminded of the harsh truth. She felt like a part of her had been ripped away, leaving a gap hole that could never be filled. The children, Ade and Noma, were too young to understand the magnitude of their loss, but they sensed their mother's pain and clung to her tightly. The villagers tried to be supportive, but Chioma felt suffocated by their sympathetic gazes. She wanted to scream, shout, to let out the pent-up emotions that were choking her, but she couldn't. She had to be strong for the children, for the sake of appearances, and for the sake of her own sanity. So she put on a brave face and went through the motions of mourning, all the while feeling like she was drowning in a sea of despair. As a widow in a traditional African village, Chioma was expected to follow certain customs and traditions. The villagers expected her to mourn for a certain period, wear traditional mourning clothes, and avoid social interactions. Chioma was well aware of these expectations, but she struggled to conform. She felt like she was being suffocated by the weight of tradition, and that her individuality was being erased. The villagers would often gather at Chioma's compound, offering words of condolence and advice. They would tell her to be patient, to trust in God, to follow the customs of their ancestors. Chioma would nod and smile, but inside she was certain. She felt like they were trying to control her, to dictate how she should grieve and how she should live her life. One of the villagers, an elderly woman named Mama Nkechi, took it upon herself to guide Chioma through the mourning processes. Mama Nkechi would visit Chioma every day, bringing food and offering words of wisdom. Chioma appreciated her kindness, but she couldn't shake off the feeling that Mama Nkechi was trying to mold her into the perfect widow. Chioma struggled to come to terms with her new reality. She had to learn to manage the household care for the children and navigated the complexities of village life on her own. It was overwhelming, and Chioma often felt like she was drowning in a sea of responsibilities. She would wake up in the middle of the night, her mind racing with thoughts of what needed to be done and how she was going to do it. The children, Ade and Norma were a constant source of worry for Chioma. They were too young to understand the magnitude of their loss, but they sensed their mother's pain and clung to her tightly. Chioma tried her best to be strong for them, but it was hard. She felt like she was failing them, like she wasn't providing the stability and security they needed. As the days turned into weeks, Chioma began to feel like she was losing herself. She was so focused on caring for the children and managing the household that she had forgotten what it meant to be Chioma. She felt like a robot going through the motions of daily life without any sense of purpose or passion. One day, while Chioma was out fetching water, she met a kind old woman named Mama Nala. Mama Nala took pity on Chioma and offered to help her with household chores and child. But Mama Nala's kindness and warmth put her at ease. Mama Nala would visit Chioma every day, bringing food and offering words of wisdom. She would help Chioma with the household chores and play with the children. Chioma was grateful for her help and slowly began to open up to her. Mama Nala listened with a kind ear, offering words of comfort and advice. As the days turned into weeks, Chioma found herself looking forward to Mama Nala's visit. She felt like she had found a friend, someone who understood her pain and was willing to help her through it. Mama Nala's kindness reminded Chioma that there was still good in the world and that she wasn't alone in her grief. However, not everyone in the village was supportive of Chioma's newfound friendship with Mama Nala. The village elder, a strict and traditional man named Baba Kofi, warned Chioma that she was not following the proper customs and traditions for a widow. Baba Kofi was a respected member of the community, and his words carried weight. He told Chioma that she should be focusing on her mourning and not getting too close to anyone, especially not a stranger like Mama Nala. Chioma tried to explain that Mama Nala was just trying to help, but Baba Kofi would not listen. You must follow the traditions of our ancestors, he said sternly. You must show respect for your husband's memory and for the community. This friendship with Mama Nala is not proper. Chioma felt a surge of frustration and anger, but she knew better than to argue with Baba Kofi. She nodded respectfully and promised to follow the traditions. But inside she was certain. Why did the village elder get to dictate how she should grieve and how she should live her life? As she walked back to her compound, Chioma couldn't help but feel like she was trapped in a prison of tradition and expectation. She longed for the freedom to make her own choices and to live her life on her own terms. But for now, she had to play by the rules and follow the traditions of her ancestors, even if it killed her. While cleaning out Tunde's belongings, Chioma discovered a hidden compartment in his trunk. Inside, she found a letter and a small sum of money that Tunde had saved for her. The letter was addressed to Chioma, and it was written in Tunde's familiar writing. As she read the words, Chioma felt a lump form in her throat. Tunde had written about his love for her and his hopes for their future together. He had also written about his dreams for their children and the kind of life he wanted them to have. Chioma felt a surge of sadness, knowing that Tunde would never get to see their children grow up. But as she read on, Chioma's sadness turned to determination. Tunde had left her a legacy, a dream that she could fulfill. He had saved money for her to start a business and to build a better life for herself and their children. Chioma felt a sense of purpose that she had not felt in weeks. She knew she had to do, and she was ready to take the steps. The letter revealed that Tunde had been planning to start a business to support their family. He had left instructions for Chioma to use the money to start the business and build a better life for herself and their children. As Chioma read, she felt a sense of wonder. She had no idea that Tunde had been planning this, and this was amazed by his foresight and determination. The letter also revealed that Tunde had been saving money for years and that he had invested in a small plot of land on the outskirts of the village. He had planned to build a house there and to start a farm to support their family. Chioma felt a surge of excitement. As she read about Tunde's plans, she had always known that he was a hard-working, ambitious man, but she had no idea that he had such a big dream. As she finished reading the letter, Chioma felt a sense of resolve. She was going to start the business, build a house, create a better life for herself and their children. With newfound determination, Chioma decided to follow Tunde's dream and start the business. She used the money to buy seeds and farming tools and began to work on their small farm. As she worked, Chioma felt a sense of purpose that she had not felt in weeks. She was finally doing something that felt meaningful, something that would help her to build a better life for herself and her children. The work was hard, but Chioma was determined. She woke up every morning as drawn and worked until sunset. She planted seeds, tended to crops, and harvested the fruits of her labor. As the weeks turned into months, Chioma's hard work began to pay off. The farm began to flourish, and Chioma was able to sell her produce to the local market. Months later, Chioma's hard work paid off as she harvested a bountiful crops. The villagers were amazed at her success, and she became a symbol of hope and resilience. As Chioma looked out at the lush green fields, she felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. She had done it. She felt fulfilled. Tunde's dream created a better life for her and her children. The villagers gathered around, congratulating Chioma on her success. They marveled at the sight of the ripe crops and praised Chioma for her hard work and determination. Baba Kofi, the village elder, approached Chioma with a broad smile on his face. "Chioma, my child," he said, "you have done us proud. You have shown us that with hard work and determination, anything is possible. Chioma smiled, feeling a sense of validation and recognition. She knew that she had worked hard to achieve her goals, and it was gratifying to see that others recognized her efforts. As the years passed, Chioma's farm continued to thrive. She became known throughout the region as a successful farmer and entrepreneur. People would come from all over to seek her advice and learn from her experiences. Chioma's children, Ade and Noma, grew up watching their mother work hard and achieve her goals. They learned the value of hard work and determination, and they grew up to be successful in their own right. Tunde's legacy lived on through Chioma and their children. They continued to work hard and achieve their goals, just as Tunde had always wanted. And Chioma never forgot the lessons she had learned from her husband, lessons that had helped her to overcome adversity and achieve success. Years later, when Chioma was old and gray, she would look back on her life with pride and satisfaction. She had overcome many challenges. She had achieved great things, and she knew that it was all thanks to the lessons she had learned from Tunde and the love and support of her family and community. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting African stories.